decided to irrigate the land through lift irrigation.
As soon as the British saw that the water was being lifted and he was irrigating, they realized that maybe we can extend him. He said, okay, this is your property, but we lease you more. This is the revenue you pay here, but in this case you pay more. He said, okay. So he got more land because somehow he was lifting up a substantial amount of water. So it was good to use the whole water. The principle I am trying to tell you is this, that he brought a very major innovation in the whole British thinking of irrigation in Punjab. And this was done by a local Punjabi, local lad who could think like that because he was thinking of his people. He was not thinking of generating revenue to take home.
Soon the infertile acres turned into tracts of rich soil. Additionally, he raised a village in this area which proved to be a real model of fertility and vitality. This village had 2 closed tanks for clean drinking water, a school, a post office and a dispensary. His village gave birth to a wide variety of fruits, vegetables and most importantly, life to the barren lives of people.
This desire to serve the people is very, very evident in the way that he planned for that. Because what did he do with the 1,000 acres, and which was increased to 5,000 acres later? He built a village in a very model manner. It was not a village which was composed of kammis and this and that. No, he gave them very good status. Gangapur is a treat to go and watch, although by now the things have gone. But he built the infrastructure, the waterworks, the drainage, the Dhobi Ghat, this and that, places of worship, Hindu, Muslim, all put together, jo bhi hai. So the whole thing was that he was working for the people. That was his main thing. He was not out to just make money. But because he realized that as the people became happier, and they realized they'll work more. And the more they work, the better he is. It was an approach of developing people and giving them a better lifestyle rather than to extract money out of them.
Being 2.5 miles away from Bachana, Ganga Ram had no rail or road link connecting the village to the nearest railway station. When he sent an official request to the authorities for the development of rails and roads, it was unfortunately turned down. Ganga Ram's dilemma and his dire need for transportation link led him to devise a small gauge track. The path between Gangapur and Bachana, which was previously almost impossible to pass through, was made accessible by a steel track on which wooden carriages with steel wheels ran. 3 or 4 trams driven by horses were joined together in order to provide a wholesome way of traveling to the people of Gangapur. The horse tram covered the 2.5-mile distance between Bachana and Gangapur in just 15 minutes. This service ran from 1903 till 1993 and has recently been revived after 17 years. Moreover, he purchased barren lands in Lalpur which stretched for thousands of acres on lease. He then utilized his immaculate engineering skills and modern irrigation methods to turn that arid land into fertile fields.
And at that time, the governor of Punjab was so proud that he invited the viceroy to come and see this great creation by a native Indian, the Gangapur. So the viceroy came, they all, and the reports are full of praise for him. But I think it also, this is my reading of history, it also created a suspicion. They promptly raised his revenue. He says he's making so much money, he's not paying the government enough. So they raised revenue. He said, okay, I still want more land, I don't mind that. They raised it further. They raised it to a level that no new initiative could start.
He also constructed a hydroelectric station on the canal near Rinala Khurd and effectively completed his scheme within the specified time. Sir Ganga Ram's services were not just limited to engineering and agriculture, but spread its gigantic wings towards education as well. He understood the crucial need for a stable educational system in the subcontinent. Therefore, he contributed in the establishment of the Lady McLagan School for Girls, one section of which was reserved for students of all communities.
In 1951, converted to Lahore College for Women, which was housed on Hall Road, and it was shifted here. Even then, this historical building has a landmark on the history of Lahore College. So then we realized that we should work on that and see how actually Sir Ganga Ram was working. Now, if we see if we want to pay the tributes, then you realize that if somebody is working selflessly, without any profit, without any gain, and maybe he didn't know that people will remember him with such a good name, but even then, and he was not working for his community only, that was for all Indians who were residing in United India at that time. So I think that's how nations are built.
He made a generous donation of several lakh rupees for the construction of Punjab's first college of commerce called Haley College. He also made a handsome donation to DAV College, which has now been converted into the Islamia College Civil Lines of Lahore. But the epitome of Sir Ganga Ram's generosity and benign nature is the Ganga Ram Free Hospital. Not only is it the most charitable act performed by him, but it is also one of those rare institutions which instill a feeling of hope and security amongst the people in his nation. In 1923, the hospital was taken over by Ganga Ram Trust Society, and today it ranks second only to Mayo Hospital in its services to the people of Lahore.
Ganga Ram Hospital has got all the disciplines, all the clinical disciplines. You name, and I will say we have. The Ganga Ram has got the unique feature for having the thalassemia department. It is the biggest center in the province which is looking after the thalassemia patients. It's the total free, right from the disposable syringe up to the advanced antibiotic, whatever is need of the patient, that is being provided by the government, being provided by the Ganga Ram Hospital.
In 1927, Sir Ganga Ram travelled to London with his son Sevak Ram in order to receive an honour for his unaccountable services to people. He was 73 at this time and was made a member of the Royal Commission for Agriculture. Unfortunately, his ailing health and the continuous strain of his work for the Commission took toll on his life. On 10th of July, while he was residing in London, he suffered from a severe heart attack and departed from this world. His son brought his ashes back to India, where the main portion was scattered in the waters of the Ganga. The remaining ashes were then brought to Lahore and buried here within the rich soil and amidst the green land, which was both cherished and made to flourish by the man who was undoubtedly for all seasons.
The objectives and agenda of Sir Ganga Ram Heritage Foundation is to promote Sir Ganga Ram's contributions towards humanity as such and towards the downtrodden people of this region in particular. Our objective of the foundation is to highlight these services, and in this regard we have various objectives and various activities in order to generate a kind of a dialogue between the oppressed communities of South Asia in particular. For example, we are concerned about the conditions of the Dalits in India. We are also concerned about the welfare of the minorities in Pakistan, and we would like to talk to each other, and we would like to have more information regarding the affairs and matters of these communities. We celebrated, we established a camp at the birthplace of Sir Ganga Ram, Ganga Nagar, in which doctors from Sir Ganga Ram, they looked after the patients of that village. This was in fact to pay a tribute to the great personality of Sir Ganga Ram and to show to the world that Sir Ganga Ram's contribution for the humanity as such, and which was a well-attended camp, and we are very happy that people responded to that, and that way they were introduced to the personality of Sir Ganga Ram. The message of Sir Ganga Ram Heritage Foundation is that let's get together and try to understand the problems of various communities which are downtrodden, which are deprived of their rights, like Sir Ganga Ram did. He served the humanity regardless of religion, regardless of caste, regardless of language. he served everybody around him. So that is the message we would like to promote to the world in general and for the region in particular. Come on, let's get together and serve humanity. We would also like to promote Sir Ganga Ram's message of self-help, that instead of looking at the government institutions, instead of looking at the state for all our problems, for all our ills, we should stand up and try to solve our problems ourselves, like Sir Ganga Ram did. So we would also like to say to the people that come on, let's get together as a community and let's try to solve our problems, which we can. And I think that will be the best solution for our problems.